Today I am discussing the Living World Class 11 Chapter 1 NCERT Questions and Answers Part 3. In this video I am discussing short answer type questions which is really very helpful for your NEET AIMS exam. So in my previous video I was already discussed the Living World Part 1 and 2. Welcome back once again in your biology class. This is Nowsin and you are watching Educational Support. So dear my students, if you are ready, then let's get started. So the first question is, a ball of snow when rolled over snow increases in mass, volume and size. Is this comparable to growth as seen in living organisms and why? Growth in biological terms is a characteristic feature of all living organisms. It relates to increase in size by accumulation of protoplasm in the cell, then results in increase in size of the cell, whereas increase in number of cell by cell division and resulting in size of individual organism. Snow is an inanimate or non-living object. While rolling over snow, it gathers more snow on its surface, so thus it increases in size by physical phenomenon but not by biological phenomenon. So this growth cannot be compared to that seen in living organisms. Next question is, in a given habitat we have 20 plant species and 20 animal species. Should we call this as diversity or biodiversity? Justify your answer. In a given habitat, there are existing 20 plant species and 20 animal species. So, of course, they will exhibit the biodiversity of that given habitat, because you know very well that biodiversity or diversity refers to variation in a broad term and it can be applied to any areas. So, whereas biodiversity is a degree of variation of life forms within a specified areas. Next question is, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature ISBN has provided a code for classification of plants. Give hierarchy of units of classification botanists follow while classifying plants and mention different suffixes used for the units. So you know that the full form of ICBN is International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. So ISBN has specified certain rules and principles in order to facilitate the study of plants by botanists. Actually, it helps in correct positioning of any newly discovered organisms, though proper identification and nomenclature. Given below is a taxonomic hierarchy which is used while classifying any plant kingdom: Plantae, division, Phyta, class A, order Alis, family C, genus, first name of organism, usually carrying Latin word and written in italics, and species is second word of a scientific name also written in italics. Next question is, a plant species shows several morphological variations in response to altitudinal gradient. When ground under similar conditions of growth, the morphological variations disappear and all the variants have common morphology. What are these variants called? So these variants are actually called biotypes. It is a group of genetically similar plants showing similarity when grown in same environmental and geographical regions. The same environment provide them the similar biotic regions or factors like soil, pH, temperature, etc. So when they are grown in two different geographical regions, they are exposed to different biotic characteristics. Thus, it affects their growth and development, bringing changes in the external morphological features, but they have the same genetic constitutions. Next question is, how do you prepare your own herbarium seeds? What are the different tools you carry with you while collecting plants for the preparation of a herbarium, and what information should a preserved plant material on the herbarium seed provide for taxonomical studies? So first is herbarium seeds preparation. So one can prepare herbarium seeds by cutting papers of size 29 into 41.5 centimeter. The preparation of a herbarium specimen required following steps. Collection of plant or plant plants. Pressing it involves the spreading and pressing of collected specimens over a newspaper and so as to preserve it all parts. Drying it involves the drying of the specimen between the folds of newspaper. Poisoning, antifungal and pesticides or presidial DDT treatment of the dried specimen. Mounting it involves mounting of the specimen over herbarium seed, and labeling and identification of the dried specimen are the last step while preparing a herbarium seed. Next is different tools. So for preservation of plant material on a herbarium seed, the following tools and steps are required to be followed. So tools: digger, knife, sickle with long handle, vasculum, polythene bags, newspaper, blotting papers, plant press, filled notebook, herbarium seeds, glue, labels, etc. Next is provide information. A preserved plant material on the herbarium seed may provide family, where different types of information about the family, genus, species, date of collection, area of collection, etc. for taxonomic studies. Next question is, what is the difference between flora, fauna and vegetation? So the difference between the flora, fauna and vegetation are as below. Because you know that very well that the flora is a plant life occurring in a particular region or time, generally the naturally occurring indigenous native plant life. But the fauna is a total number of animals found in a particular region at a particular time. And vegetation, it refers to the plant forms of region. Actually, it's a broad and general term used for plant forms which does not include particular taxa or any botanical characteristics. Next question is, Econia craspis is called as an exotic species, while Rolfia serpentin is an endemic species in India. So what do this term exotic and endemic refer to? The term exotic and endemic refers to any species of a plant living in any other place except its native place. It's said to be exotic species. For example, Econia craspis is native of Amazonian basin, but it was introduced in India. That's why it's a exotic species in India. But endemic species are restricted to a particular area. For example, Rolfia serpentina is found only in India. So that's why it's an endemic species found only in India. So this is the main difference between exotic and endemic species. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell and turn on the notification. So tata, bye bye. See you in the next video.